Let's read the problem first. A sum of money is lent out at compound interest for 2 years at 20% per annum, compound interest being reckoned yearly. Okay, so there is a certain sum of money. It is being lent out at compound interest, a yearly compound interest. It is given to you. No half yearly, no quarterly. If the same sum is lent out at compound interest at now, if the same sum P is lent out at the same rate per annum, but this time if the interest is compounded half yearly, it would have fetched rupees 482 more. Now tell me which one will fetch more interest, half yearly one or the yearly one?
So the yearly one.
The half yearly one will fetch more interest. Okay. Always remember. So if I compare half yearly with quarterly, which one will fetch more interest? The quarterly one will fetch more interest. Understood? The quarterly will fetch more interest than the half yearly. Half yearly will fetch more interest than the yearly one. Understood?
Yes, sir.
So let us now start by saying let the principal be P. Okay. So there are two cases. Case one, we calculate the compound interest when the interest is calculated yearly. Calculation of CI when the interest is reckoned yearly. That is when the interest is given to you on a yearly basis. Then what will be the? So here, if it is given yearly, if you read the question, how much is the rate here? 20%, right? So R must be equal to 20. How much is for how long is it being invested? It is being invested for 2 years. So N must be equal to 2, right? No question of halving and doubling because it is being reckoned half yearly. So what is the amount? A is equal to P 1 plus R by 100 to the power of N equal to P 1 plus, put the value of R. Okay. So now you can cancel here. You can cancel with 5. That cancels 5 times. You get 1 plus 1 by 5 whole square, which is equal to P. So you get 5 plus 1 whole square equal to P 6 by 5 whole square. And 6 square is 36. 5 square is 25. You get 36 P by 25. This is the amount. Therefore, what is the compound interest? A minus P. So 36P by 25 minus P. Take the LCM. 36P minus 25P. So this is 11P by 25. This is the compound interest on a yearly basis when it is calculated on the amount P, on the principal P. Okay. Now next case 2 is calculation of compound interest when the interest is reckoned half yearly. Okay, in this case, what will happen to R? R will be half, right? Half yearly because, so that's why this R becomes 10. What about time? It is being invested for 2 years. You multiply time by 2. So N becomes 4. So therefore, what is the amount? One plus 10 by 100 square. Cancel this. You get P 1 plus 1 by 10 square. which is equal to P. Now take the LCM. 10 plus 1, which is equal to P. 11 by 10 square. And you know 11 square is 121. And 10 square is 100. So you get 121 P by 100. Therefore, what is the CI? CI is equal to A minus P, which is equal to A we have found out above to be 121 P by 100 minus P. Take the LCM. 121 P minus 100 P, which is equal to 21 P by 100. So this is the compound interest we are getting. Okay. If I call this compound interest as I2, okay, and suppose if I call this as I1. So which one should be greater? Which interest should be greater? I2 should be greater, right? Because it is being reckoned half yearly. You'll get more interest when the sum is invested on a half yearly basis. Now let's read the problem once again. Now this interest half yearly one fetches more interest by how much money? 482 rupees, right? So according to the problem, the interest that is fetched half yearly is more than the interest that is fetched yearly by how much money? 482. Now just put the values. I2, how much have we got? 21p by 100, right? And okay, this is to the power of 4, not to the power of 2. I did not, this is to the power of 4, not 2. This is to the power of 4, right? Because n is 4 here. This is also 4. So this becomes 11 by 10 to the power of 4. And 11 to the power of 4 is 121 into 121. You will get 14641 P. And this is 1 followed by 4 zeros, right? So therefore your compound interest here will be 14641 P by 10,000 minus P. Now you take the LCM. 14641 P minus 10,000 P divided by 10,000, which is equal to 4641 P by 10,000. Okay, so this is the compound interest that we are getting, I2. Let's now put this here. According to a problem, it is given that the compound interest reckoned half yearly is greater than the compound interest reckoned yearly by 482 rupees. Therefore, I2 minus I1 must be equal to 482. Put the value of I2. And what is the value of I1 we have got here? 11p by 25. Okay, now take the LCM. Solve this equation. Four six four one p minus. Now 10,000 divided by 25 will be how much? 400. So this will be 400 into 11p. All of you agree? Minus 400 into 11p will be 4400p. Now you subtract 4641p minus 4400p will give you 241p. $482. Now you cross multiply. That means P is, now you divide both sides by 241, 482 into divided by 241. Now you can cancel here with 2. So you get P is equal to rupees 20,000. That's your answer. So 20,000, if you are investing at 20% half yearly, will fetch you more interest than 20% invested yearly. By how much? 482. Is this clear to everyone?
Yes, sir.
I'll stop here
Yes,
then.
sir.